Hello, everybody. I am back on the caster's desk because Starzy is a bum and double booked today, so that's going to be fun. So I am here again. I would have been behind the desk, but I am now in front of the desk, so that's lovely. Anyway, we are going to be loading into Resurrection versus Echo today. We have Clown on Cold Tower 1, followed by Mastermind Wrecker's Yard, Hillbilly on Blood Lodge. We have Zabravo on the Echo side today, with Cold Tower 1 of the map as well. But then we also have Bleed Out versus Clown Crew after that with a interesting matchup. And then last but not least, obviously we have Sadness versus Synergy. So we'll be loading into the Clown set first with Gunther, Raven, Kervin, and Alexandre. Haven't seen him play in a hot minute. So Tavi, what are your thoughts on this early match?
Yeah, good evening. Actually, good afternoon to Gohan. It's 4 p.m. there, I believe. But I think this match it's probably more important for Resurrection than for Echo because I believe Echo is currently down well 3 set points. They are currently not really technically on the board yet in terms of group stage points. But Resurrection, I think, in Group C they are like very close to I believe Leopard. So that might make a little bit of a difference in terms of the seeding of the quarterfinal stage. But yeah, we have Bravo loading in from Echo on the killer, and obviously he picked this, and he's got a fairly standard build, I'd say, in 2025 on Clown. So I honestly I can't wait to see what our Clown player can cook on Cold Tower 1. But usually I believe Gohan this is considered an outs map against Clown.
Yeah, most times we've seen this match actually being played. A lot of survivors have been getting outs, usually at least maybe probably most of the stages, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Because I've only really haven't really seen 4Ks yet, but most teams have been able to cook something up and get some high stage wins. But we do see Gunther being the first one in chase. Probably not the best one to be first chasing, because Gunther is quite well versed in both Survivor and the killer side, but they are playing on ping, so that could make will break the difference considering what he can do, but he is going to be running up away from Shark into this eye filler in mid 5. So Bravo, unfortunately, throwing his waddle a bit too far away, so he's not going to be able to get it again. And yet again, he's throwing it a bit too far, so maybe he's not as well versed in Clown as the rest of his team, maybe more so than the other players that could play Clown. But Gunther is absolutely juicing this Clown, able to get the first gen pop in the distance, hopefully. Going to get a second one as well, but we do see Gunther is just looping as much as he can around this. Probably going to go back to the eye filler in mid 5, but no, he's going to take the window vault, gets it, and Zabravo unfortunately not able to connect with it, but the double vault coming in clutch here. Zabravo having to vault the window. Corrupt is nearly over as well, and he's actually got a really nasty topside gen spread here.
Yeah, he does have a nasty top gen spread, but I believe it's been broken already early in thanks to this beautiful chase here from Gunther. But I feel like Bravo has been missing a lot of the bottles. I know he's a console killer, so it does make it more difficult, but you can't really be missing bottles like this in such an important match, you know. It's like it's your set pick, so you should be confident on the killer that you play. And although a lot of people hate Clown, it's actually not like an easy killer to play. There's some bottle velocity tricks which you kind of need to get used to getting practice to, because otherwise you can see here like just a couple of missed bottles just leads to a beautiful chase for survivors side here, and that's pretty much like I think Bravo's at like 2 gens left considering the gen progress. But yeah, after this pretty shaky start, I kind of hope that he picks up the pace here and can land a few more bottles, because yeah, it's pretty much on the bottles here on this clan set. Just get a pain res though and tries to apply eruption and Dragon's Grip, but I don't think it's going to get too much value, as again, there's not really that much pressure to back up the eruption as of now. So I feel like yeah, with this second gen popping as well, and Gunther's like not even close to being second hook. Resurrection are chilling here, like they're so chilling.
Yeah, we do see that Raven is just taking a little sneak peek. Also running the Jester hat as well, I like to point out as well. Nice little addition, considering they are versing Clown, so the Jester versus the Clown. But we do see Kervin is going to take the hit for Gunther. Gunther is going to be able to run away, probably towards the top side of the map, while Curvin is running down towards bot side. Probably actually bot side is probably the best place for them to die, considering all the gens were top side. Not many gens are here. The bot side only having the generator at 8, and Shaq actually being the only gens bot side. So that was actually a really, really bad spread for them, considering all gens were top side. So they can just chill at the bot side here, and they're proving that they don't really need much. They just need to be able to die in the right death spots and death locations. But unfortunately, or fortunately, for Team Resurrection, they are able to pop 2 gens in this time. So now we are only on 1 generator remaining, and this gen spread is absolutely immaculate, having 8 gen, 6 gen, and all the way here at 3. So they've got a really good gen spread, and they're probably going to do maybe like 6 and 3 as their 2 gens they're going to work on. But we do see Gunther is probably going to suss out the save, and we do see Alexandre here probably going to also suss out the save, maybe go for a double save with the bottles in mind. But we do actually see heavy scratch marks here at 3, so it looks like he's going to try and figure out where it is, and it is Gunther here at 3. He's going to throw a bottle through the window, try to get what he can. But Gunther is absolutely juicing, unfortunately going to take the tag, but he's going to keep on at it, trying to get as much distance as he can. But Zabravo is trying to shoot above the tile, which is a bit interesting, instead of trying to shoot in front of him. But now Gunther is going to make the pallet, but he is going to hit through the ping hit of a lifetime. That is probably going to be good for Zabravo, because now he can hook probably a bit more central into the map, so it keeps him at least more active. So hopefully they can do something good here.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice short swing by Zabravo, and there's like a couple of tips and tricks I feel like are being like picked up a lot more in terms of like comp players. Like I know that short swinging was like pretty a niche thing just a bit ago, maybe like a year or 2 ago, but now you see like just pretty much every comp killer going for like short swings to try and get hits through pallets, and it's pretty successful here. Secures Zabravo that 3rd hook of the trial, and allows him to also kind of you know, transfer that pressure back onto Alexandre, forcing out the FTP from Curvin, and like of course wasting more time for the Survivor side. But oh my gosh, Alexandre is playing well, but Zabravo gets a ping hit again through the pallet, and I don't think our survivors can be happy about that. That's twice in a row that Bravo's gotten hooks, which he shouldn't have, and this is a fresh hook as well on Alexandre, I believe. So that's just extra free pressure coming in, and that might secure like a 6-stage result, which is fairly solid, you know, on the clan, especially considering the first chase length. And I feel like 6 stages is a very nice result. And yeah, I don't think the survivors are going to pull from this Gohan. That's just not possible.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to really go down into basement to save, so that is probably going to be everyone out of the trial, unless Gunther comes in and tries to get a save. But no, he's just going to go out of the trial, so that is going to be 6 stages 3 fresh, a win con of 7 stages 3 fresh, or 7 stages 4 fresh, whatever they so desire. But a very well done performance by the boys at Resurrection for Survivor side, and Zabravo doing a decent result. I would say 6 stages, 7 stages, 8 stages so far has been the average. I do believe so, but we will be right back after a short intermission for Resurrection's Killer.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the second half of the clan set. Now, this I feel like is going to be a bit tough for Echo. I know Zabravo did manage to get the 6-stage 3 fresh in the previous trial though, which is a fairly solid result. But I think Zabravo just somehow scraped through with it with the kill on the fresh hook in the end game. But yeah, now they're facing off Resurrection Killer. I don't think I've seen Resurrection's clan for a month or 2, but yeah, it's probably as maybe tipping would indicate a bit favored towards Resurrection. So I think Irish B, which is playing killer, should be bringing in something fairly solid Gohan, and we might actually see like a repeat of the previous build.
We might do indeed. So we'll have to load in and see. And oh no, pretty much got the exact same, but instead of corruption, we have brutal strength. So that's going to be an interesting change. So maybe Irish is going to go for more of a rush build instead of a protection build. But to be fair, it means he gets to get more action in instead of having to wait it out and just patrol. But so far he is having to patrol to try and get that first chase in. If we could maybe get a flip through where see where all the survivors are at as well, that would be nice to see where they are. Okay, so we have Promo here at 8. We have Xylix still at main. We have, where is our other survivors? We have a Zabravo is also in main with a head-on as well, and we have Chessboy. I believe that is at 3 or 4. No, it's at 2. Okay, so most of the survivors are still around the main area, so it is going to be interesting to see what they can do here. But we do see the first chase onto Xylik, and we are on the survivors are on ping as well, so it's going to be very interesting to see what they can do. And Xylik is going to just vault and try and run around it, but unfortunately, Irish was able to predict that and keep on going, keep on chugging, and he's running him all the way down towards this 9 side, and a direct hit with the bottle as well. Irish with an amazing shot with the bottle, being able to get that down very early indeed. No pain res either, so he is going to probably opt just to confirm with that pop eruption. So we'll have to just see how he can do this, but we do see that first hook going to be happening. They're expecting the pain res, so they hopped off the gem. Interesting.
Yeah, Rohan, I believe like every single killer and their mother and their father and their grandmother and their grandfather and both of them actually would bring pain resonance into the trial. But now I would be surprises Echo with the Pop Goes the Weasel, which anyone out there isn't aware, you can actually visually see the Pop Goes the Weasel activate when you kick a generator as the killer. So the survivors should know now if they did see the generator, but it seems like IHP doesn't care. He just gets the second down onto Xylik, unfortunately losing the 50 on this Pallet Gym on ping, and gonna allow this first gen to pop though, but really it's looking pretty dire for them, I'd say, no pun intended, because now we have again like this hook in the mid area, and we also have him on the second hook, so Xylik is in a bit of a precarious spot, and that kind of is also going to apply to the survivors, because an early 3v1 on Clown definitely can be pretty detrimental to them. But yeah, they're still playing for 6 stages, 2 fresh if they can, is Echo, but it's definitely going to be difficult in terms of their gen progress right now, because yeah, you can only see here, you can see here that the only gen that has progress is Shaq on 60%. That one in the mid is regressing, so our survivors really need to, keep on progressing the gens and, keep up the work here.
Yeah, indeed. All they really need to do is like just, even if Xylik does die on hook, that is fine as long as they can just slug out those gens, because we do see there are 2 gens down at the bot side, so if they are wise, they can just do those 2 gens, get it to at least 2 gens remaining, and then just go from there. But so far, it looks like Irish is just fine to just chill here and just try and get this hook camp and get the death, and then make it into a 3v1 ASAP. But it looks like Zabravo has any other idea, but unfortunately, fortunately, just being able to get that down and get the adding into it, being able to get the tunnel out earlier, quicker than probably sooner than later, unfortunately. But we do see Xylik is in the danger zone here. He is going to be the next tunnel out, and unfortunately, he is going to be down. But as I said before, 2 gens remaining now. But 3v1 at 2 gens, not ideal. Zabravo being picked up as well, so at least now we know 2 survivors are near that top side of the map, but Xylik is dead. 2 gens, 2 gens remaining. That is 3 hooks, 1 fresh. So we'll just have to see what they can do from here, but it looks like Irish is actually, I believe, hot on the tail of the reset, and he does find it indeed, and Zabravo is maybe a little bit slow on the controller movement. I wasn't able to get a faster reaction than what Promo did. And we do see a disconnect as well, so that is going to be full. All hooks are rewarded to the Clown, because that was... We are in a state of the game where there is no real downside. Well, there is a massive downside for the enemy team, so that is already the tie condition. As long as Irish can get 1 more hook, that is going to be the win for Resurrection. So that is going to be interesting to see. And we do see that Chessboy is the one to be next chased. So we're going to have to see what he can do, if he can survive long enough. But now that it is a 2v1, it's going to make it quite dire for them. So it looks like just from that alone, this is going to be all she wrote. And indeed it is. Chessboy going down from a lovely bottle hit from Irish. And it looks like that is all they wrote for this set. So it is going to be Resurrection taking that first set in their favor on the Clown. And I believe that this was it was indeed. So this is not a good morale boost for Echo, but probably a very lovely and welcome one for Resurrection, being that they won the opposing's team set. So we'll just see this last chase is going to be on Promo. Promo is just going to be able to use everything on the map for his own desire.
Yeah, he's got pretty much everything on the map, as you're saying, and he does have a lot. Unfortunately, gets mind gamed, so that's only one power gym being used. And I think this victory here will secure Resurrection that first seed spot in Group C when it comes to the quarterfinals. So I'm not entirely sure if that what that means. I'm pretty sure that means that they play off against Group B's second seed, but really it's not going to be much of a difference. It's just the way that the seeding thing works. But yeah, IHB kind of showing up here against 4K2 against Echo. Well, despite the DC there from Zabrava, I feel like that was just an internet thing. Despite the DC, like our survivors are still in top position, and IHB definitely could have gone for a pretty solid, the pretty solid win con of 7 stages. But yeah, it's a nice win, and we could kind of see IHB showing up on some of the clan bottles. You know, that first one, the prediction clan bottle onto Xylic at the start on this hill right here, which Ada is calling on, and then we could also see that bottle onto Ada onto the Paladin. So they did not make the pallet, and well, I mean the pallet was gone already, but they didn't make more distance, and just like small things like that on the clan, which really cut down chase time, secure the hits, secure the M1, secure the downs, which kind of determine a clan set. Something as simple as an M1 just needs to be played perfectly. So yeah, IHB secures a 4K1 and 4K2, and we'll have to move into the next set of the Mastermind, which I believe will be piloted by Mr. Gunther. So I don't remember what Gunther did last time on the Mastermind Gohan, but it probably would have been pretty alright results.
Yeah, indeed it is. So we'll be right back after a short intermission, and we'll try and figure out what happened to Zabrava as well. In the meantime, maybe we might have to say a GG already, but hopefully they are able to continue on with the matches. So we'll be right back after a short intermission. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Resurrection versus Echo. Unfortunately, Zabravo's internet is a little bit faulty today, so we do have Unsocial is going to be able to come in and take his place. So here we are able to continue this set. We don't have to worry about any forfeits today. So thankfully, we can continue watching this series because it is a interesting series to watch. Now we are going to be on Wrecker's Yard. We have Curvin, the team captain of Resurrection, on the killer. And then we have Chessboy, Unsocial, Promo, and Xylic still on the survivors. So we're going to be loading in to this as well. So we're going to have to see what they can do, Tavo.
Yeah, absolutely. Wesker set again, fairly interesting. Because it's on Wrecker's Yard. Usually you'd see Mastermind players struggle a little bit on the dashes, but we've actually seen some pretty good performances this season in terms of Mastermind results. And yeah, we've even seen a couple of 4Ks too from, I believe it was like Mo and maybe even Sen. No, it was Sen. It was the other team played against Zetsubo. So I mean, look, their chances definitely for both sides here, but Curvin's just going to take a 3-on-1 here onto Xylic. Xylic not really getting the best of luck, I think, here in both sets, and takes a quick M1, and maybe that's a 2-tap coming in. Curvin, no, misses that. That was quite unfortunate. That would have been a beautiful clip for the compilation there, but Curvin, oh, no, he does want to go for a clip here, Gohan, and I think he might get it, but okay, never mind. Xylic leaves.
Oh, no, he might. Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say maybe he does like a hug tag around that corner, but unfortunately he's not going to do that either. But Xylic has ran him all the way to this bot side of the map, so that is good at least. But unfortunately, he is still going to go down, so Xylic is going to take that first down and in. At least it wasn't in the cropped area, so at least that way they can do what they can. So Xylic is going to go on the hook. It is going to be a pain res. It's going to be on Promo's gen here, I believe. That is at one side of the map, and we do see that Curvin is just going to be heading straight towards Shaq's side of the map. Going to be trying to find his next chase. He has found scratch marks, a little bit soft scratch marks, but nevertheless, it is something that he can work with. But he isn't going to be heading towards the top side. He's going to be going actually towards the tunnel side of the map, try to find his next tunnel out, or at least his next chase. And unfortunately, there is no one to be found, not even at Deep 12. So he's going to be... Actually, no, he does find someone at Deep 12. He finds, I believe this is Unsocial. Yes, it is indeed. Unsocial is going to be the next person in chase. He is going to get the tag. He's going to run over towards mid 12, try and get his survivability and try and just live for as long as he can. But unfortunately, Curvin is right on his tail and mind gaming him as well. Unfortunate for Unsocial, going to be going down in quite a dire area. And we do see that they are on top of. They have a double up on Shaq and a solo gen at 2. So not ideal, but not the worst, not the worst. So we do have Pop going to be happening on Deep 12, so now he knows at least where 2 people are, thanks to Eruption as well. Kicking 1, not even gonna bother waiting for Eruption for that one because it's already so low anyway. So the 5% kick is just going to be able to kill it anyway. But Unsocial is going to get his next chase onto Xylic, which is actually technically his other tunnel out right now because Xylic does have a hook taken.
He has, and Curvin left it to get that hook onto Unsocial, which I believe is in an extremely strong generator setup. Like, what the hell is this, bro? We've got 9, 11, 12, 1, and Shaq, and like 3. Like, what the hell? But anyway, he's chasing into this top side, or rather, our Survivor's chasing into the top side, just vaults into a locker, and this is not ideal for our Survivor side here. They still haven't popped the generator for this second hook here onto Xylic, and it's still looking a little bit detrimental for them, I think, because again, talking about that gen setup is like fairly insane, especially since they haven't even been able to touch any of them too much. And yeah, look, just bro, like Gohan, what the hell is this gen setup? Like, what the hell?
Well, Coven is definitely taking homage to what he can do. He is just making sure that they are not, touch a single gen. And he hasn't even popped a single gen, and he's already got 3 hooks on the board. So it looks like Curvin is in the driver's seat so far for this, and especially when people are pathing like that. Curvin, what are you doing, buddy? You got to be pathing away from all of this stuff. But no, he's going to be going down in an early tunnel out at 5 gens remaining as well, which is I don't think I think that's unheard of. But we do have 2 gens actually quite close. So thankfully, there is gen progress on the board. And we do know that Shaq has been hit quite a lot. So that gen is going to be on the first chopping block for no longer being able to kick it as well. So hopefully we can see what happens. That gen is dangerously close to being no longer kicked, but we are going to get our next chase going. We have gone all the way towards 1. We have found Promo sprint bursting away in towards that 12 tile, but unfortunately, he isn't even going to chase it yet, but he's going to get a free pallet, so I guess that's something.
Yeah, Promo, just dropping that pallet to try and get to safety, but he wins the 50 here, and Curvin's not able to capitalize onto this. But there's a bit of egg value, I was gonna say, but there's a beautiful little dodge there, forcing Curvin to guess, and he kind of gets away with his health state quite nicely. Hopefully, you do see rotation onto that high progress top gen, because really, our survivors need to try crack this 3 gen on the top side, and Promo wins another 50-50 on ping, allowing him to get all the way to the bot side. That's another 2 gens popping in the distance. Maybe our survivors are not out of this trial yet. That's actually a good amount of pressure that they've just applied to Curvin, and he still has a 3 gen on the top side, fairly disgusting one at that, but at least they can work this bot side gen for free. And it seems like Curvin is actually taking the bait here and chasing all the way onto this bot side, onto Promo, just trying to get, I guess, a free down thanks to the lack of resources. And I think that's potentially what he will get. But no, there's still a pallet. There's still a filler over here. Curvin goes for the double that, but he fails that. And that's just more time for survivors to be working those top gens. I would like to see some of them pop for this chase. That would be huge for Team Echo.
Yeah, especially if Promo can keep chasing the way he is right now. But unfortunately, he just misses that double dash. So Curvin is going to be on a bit of a back pedal now. He's going to have to try and patrol his gens again. He does got, at least now the gens are a bit more spread out. So now he's got 2, 10, and I believe that was 9 as well. But we do have this gen is dangerously close. So he's got to get it down very quickly if he wants to stop that gen completely. But he is chasing Unsocial, and Unsocial, no, he's chasing Chessboy, so at least Chessboy is a fresh hook, so he can get a pain res on that gen and absolutely destroy it. But Chessboy is just running as far away as humanly possible from the gens, and Curvin just needs to get this down as quick as possible, get that eruption on, get the pain res on. But we do see someone is actually on that generator as well, and they do complete it as well. We are on 1 gen remaining. So far, it looks like even with Xylic dying at so early stages in the game, being 5 gens, Curvin is still actually on the back pedal right now.
Oh my god, and Chessboy wins that 50-50, makes it all the way to the bot side. a little bit more of an optimal death spot than this 3 bus filler. And Kervin goes to the double dash again, does hit it this time. That's a really nice thing for him, but that's the last hit done. What the hell? That one chase onto promo is suddenly just enough time to pop the last final generators of the trial, and suddenly we're looking at outs here, Gohan, not a 4K at all, despite, again, that really early tunnel out at 5 generators, which I think we're both going to keep on going on about. Promo's going to win another 50-50 on this pallet, makes so much distance, and oh my gosh, like, that was a beautiful punish from Team Echo. Oh my god, no, okay. This man, Promo, I don't know if it's his first Survivor set on, but he needs like a Jiggy Award of the Year, because he just made it out of the door against Kervin. I think he has enough distance. It's really, really close, but I mean, Promo's got this body here, and that's actually 7 stages, Gohan. That's a beautiful, beautiful comeback from what I thought was a really bad start.
Yeah, especially considering that tunnel out early on, but unfortunately, Kervin wasn't able to convert that into a 4K1, 4K2, maybe even a 4K0, but we will have to come back after a short intermission where we will have Echo's side of Killer playing. Maybe, just maybe, Echo can make this a dub set for them for Mastermind, but we will be right back after a short intermission.
Why, hello there. I didn't notice that you were watching our stream because I was busy noticing that 7 stage 3 fresh that Echo just got in the previous trial, which honestly, I think surprised everyone considering the first kill happened at pretty much 5 generators, and then suddenly Promo goes for this insane chase. And in my opinion, again, I'll give him the Jiggy of the OCE award. But yeah, Gohan, now it's going to be Chessboy on the Mastermind trying to get 7 stages 4 fresh. Now, against a team like Resurrection, again, the tipping is heavily favored against Echo, so I feel like Chessboy needs some kind of leverage here in this game to have a chance.
I feel like he needs a miracle work here, but he might be the man for the job, considering he is the one that is going to be playing, and he is a P100 Wesker as well. So he clearly is a little bit of a connoisseur, at least in the pub scene. I don't think I've seen him play Killer yet for any competitive sets so far, but we do have a pretty stock standard build, but we do have the dreaded egg, and we also have the jeweled beetle, so it means that it's going to be a bit more rough for the survivors, especially if he can just fling them just perfect at like the right distance, so he can actually slam them into the walls and then get the instant 2-tap. So we'll just have to see what they can do, but we have found our remnants of the first survivor, and we see Gunther, and unfortunately he is going to get hit through the pallet. Wesker's situation, especially for that, is I feel like it's a bug, but it could not be as well. I don't know. DVD is a got spaghetti code all the way through their membrane, but we do see the second chase now onto Raven. He is going to just opt to leave Gunther, go for Raven at Shaq. So we're going to have to see what he can do. He is going to probably even drop the Shaq pallet, but no, he doesn't. He walks around it instead and goes all the way around. And unfortunately, Chessboy is going to be vaulting the pallet. I'm sure Raven is giggling to himself with that, especially considering he's made the killer vault. It's always a fun thing to do that. But we do have our next chase onto Alexandre here, but Alexandre is going to be able to loop just perfectly around, and this is the downside of running Golden Egg. You can't actually get your second dash, and even if you hold it for that long, it's just going to make it easier for the survivors. They can get away quicker. But we do see the Firecracker dropping, unfortunately not getting able to get blind, and unfortunately Alexandre being able to vault the window just in time to not get a hit. So we are going to be going over and kicking this gen, going back to Shaq and trying to find out the next chase.
Yeah, currently our survivors are playing this beautifully. Like, unfortunately, Chessboy is not really getting anything from not committing a survivor really too much. And you can see here, Alexandre is actually playing really aggro for the gen, very confident on the survivor and playing this jungle gen. But I feel like things could still go completely wrong for Resurrection in this set. Like, Chessboy, all he needs is one good sequence of dashes, and that could really screw over Resurrection's plan here on Wrecker's Yard. But at the moment, again, they're in a really, really comfortable spot. They haven't had this down as of yet. Co-op is gone, and pretty much like Chessboy is working with just the brutal strength, and even with that brutal strength is not able to secure tags or even downs or injuries or whatever you want to call them, and Alexandre is going to get a beautiful smash in to get away from this area. So yeah, Chessboy, unfortunately, I was saying he needs some kind of leverage in this trial, and Gunther, with that early into Gunther, that might have been it, but the injury here might not have been, I guess, the game against the Resurrection. So Gunther's going to make it away with an additional health state. Unfortunately, the Beetle there gets zero value pretty much, but he does actually get the throw now onto Gunther as another gen pops in the background. It is, yeah, it's still probably looking like low stage result here, Gohan. So Chessboy really somehow needs to like get downs in the current scenario, but Gunther just, oh my god, he's still jigging away, and Chessboy even leaves, so we might not even see the first down here, Gohan, and that's, yeah, I don't know, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, indeed it is. It is quite unfortunate for Chessboy. Even if he is a P100 Wesker, unfortunately it's not enough to beat the survivors on Resurrection. But we do have the next tag happening onto Raven with the Ouroboros Tendril as well for the hit, but we do see Gunther being fully healed in the background as well. 2 gens remaining. This is looking quite rough considering he hasn't even got a single hook yet as well. This is looking very grim for Chessboy. It's looking like he might actually not even be able to get a single stage on the board because they are absolutely running through, but oh my god, someone please check Chessboy's ping compared to Ravens, because he was already walking next to the generator by the time he got hit there, but we do see that last gen being popped as well, and Chessboy not actually opting to go for the hook at the basement. Not even able to risk the conversion and get the more people down at Shack, but unfortunately, no, he's just going to opt to just go straight for that hook all the way at, I believe that was at 9 as well. So it is going to be quite interesting. Oh no, my apologies. It was at 3. But we are going to go straight back, get the tunnel out ASAP. But Raven is going to just be able to loop around and loop away from this pallet. But no, he's actually going to go for Alexandre instead.
Yeah, I can see what Chessboy's vision is here. His vision is to try and go for the pain res onto the survivors and try and claw back a lot of stages like that, but unfortunately it's just not going to be enough, I would say. But Alexandre as well just makes his filler here fairly safely and greets it as well, running around it a second time to try and get a bit of more time. And again, I just feel like Chessboy is just unfortunately not getting the pressure, enough pressure to facilitate the fresh hooks and the pain reses, because every time he tries to go for a fresh on like the healthy survivor, they somehow just manage to buy enough time to like mitigate that pain res slowdown that Chessboy does have. And it seems like he does pick up on the trail of Raven again, but it's really not going to get anywhere considering the win con of 7 stages. That gen probably being doubled in the background. We might even see like adrenaline on Raven too. So like it's still pretty rough for Chessboy in this scenario. And Gunther's also here for hit, so maybe Gunther is the Adgen player instead in their 1990 the gen. But regardless, I'm pretty sure that last generator's like pretty much like 150% by now, and I would be shocked if Resurrection throw this.
Yeah, indeed, it will have to be an interesting miracle for that to happen, but no, they do pop that last generator. Unfortunately, Raven still being able to dodge the killer. Unfortunately, Chessboy not being able to get a hit, and it looks like he's just going to opt to go into the locker, and it looks like they're just going to let Raven die on hook and then just get the outs, because that is only 3 stages, so that is going to be 9 stages out. That is very sad to see, because yeah, that is very, very rough for Echo, but well played to Echo. They did what they could, but unfortunately it is going to be a 2-0 to Resurrection. Resurrection basically confirming that they are at the very top of the seeding, so they are going to be seeded 1 in the bracket.